next one, a size 1 big.
A Washington, D.C.-based music duo bringing some uplifting tunes right to your living room. The two created the Justin and Lauren Show and live streamed it on Facebook. They both were gig performers, but went virtual after having dozens of shows canceled, and the show is live streamed every Sunday and Thursday at 8 p.m. I think a lot of musicians are doing something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. What's also uplifting, though, is the weather.
Ooh.
Finally.
Yes, it is so nice outside. Today and tomorrow, actually, we're going to see some sun, Jackie.
Yeah, we're seeing sunshine.
New report shows Harvard University stopped receiving donations from Jeffrey Epstein following his initial conviction in 2008. Harvard's president says Epstein donated more than $9 million from 1998 to 2008. The 66-year-old was found dead in his jail cell last year, awaiting trial for sex trafficking charges. A review found that $200,000 of that money was not spent. The university says it will donate the remaining cash to two groups that support victims of sex trafficking and assault. University officials say they've adopted new donation guidelines after a formal review of the Epstein situation. The president of Harvard says the report issued today describes principled decision-making, but also reveals institutional and individual shortcomings that must be addressed, not only for the sake of the university, but also in recognition of the courageous individuals who sought to bring Epstein to justice.
In New England.
Thank you so much for starting your Saturday morning with us. It is May 2nd. I'm Elena Pinto.
And I'm Brandon. Nice to finally be to May, right?
It really does. And I think, all the showers can stay in April because I really only want to focus on the sunshine now.
Absolutely. It looks beautiful, Jackie. Hope it stays around all weekend.
Yeah, it looks like those April showers certainly.
A new order in the coronavirus emergency. Massachusetts governor announcing an executive order requiring all residents and essential workers to cover their face in public to try and stop the spread of the virus. This as more than 64,000 cases are confirmed and more than 3,700 people have died. The mask order is set to take effect Wednesday. Those who are caught violating the order could face a fine. 7's Michael Yoshida has more on what you need to know. In Boston, a pandemic protest for essential workers. It was all part of an annual international movement calling for safer workplace conditions. Social distancing making the protests look a lot different this year.
A parade of support for Boston's essential employees continuing to work during the coronavirus pandemic. Summer Street completely filled as the event started outside one of Boston's post offices.
We're doing this symbolically in front of the plant because that plant is 24/7.
People showing up to work despite the potential health risks.
Every day, the workers are working under the specter that today could be the day for you.
All of this happening on May Day, also known as International Workers' Day. Union leaders and community members organizing the event with hundreds showing up. The thundering rally riding right past the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center, which now houses Boston Hope, a field hospital to help coronavirus patients.
We have janitors and cleaners and public safety and hotel workers who are doing the dining and feeding the people there. We have Teamsters loading the docks.
Friday's event in Boston taking place as workers across the country push for more rights and personal protective equipment. Essential workers from supermarkets, Amazon, and others walking off the job or calling out sick, demanding safer work conditions. Those rallying in Boston say they stand by their brothers and sisters.
It would be nice to see them rewarded with something like hazard pay.
And in this time period, especially during COVID-19, we are standing in solidarity with all workers.
Hundreds of face masks and face shields made by union workers were donated to Boston Hope. Town officials in Plymouth deciding to cancel this year's 4th of July parade and fireworks because of the coronavirus. The committee says it decided not to hold the festivities in order to keep spectators and volunteers safe. They will donate $1,000 already raised for the celebration to a local food pantry. And stay with the news station for the latest in the coronavirus emergency. When we're not on the air, you can get updates online or on the 7 News app.
A new effort to raise money for COVID-19 relief in Wooster. It's called the Wooster Together Face Masks Challenge. Of course, it was inspired by the viral ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
And people who are up to that challenge have already raised thousands of dollars.
Inspired by the wildly successful Ice Bucket Challenge that raised millions of dollars to combat ALS, a Worcester man has used that example to join in the fight against the coronavirus.
My name is Jamie Sullivan. I started the Wooster Together Face Mask Challenge.
In just 1 week, Jamie Sullivan has gotten friends and strangers to don face masks for the Wooster Together Face Mask Challenge and donate more than $13,000 to the Wooster COVID-19 Fund. The fund is run by the United Way and the Greater Wooster Community Foundation. The donations paying for things like medical supplies for local hospitals and protective gear for others who can't make it or afford to buy it.
You take a picture, a selfie of yourself, you post it on on your social media, and then you challenge up to 3 of your friends to do the same thing, to donate, to post, and to tag more people.
Sullivan says the face masks are also meant to send a message.
We're trying to raise awareness that anytime you go out in public, you should be wearing a mask, just because it protects everyone. It's a very anxious time, and there's a lot of very serious news, obviously. So we wanted to do something that hopefully is a little more uplifting and positive for people, and help people feel like they're actually contributing to helping solve the problem.
Sullivan encourages others to start a face mask challenge to help fight the pandemic in their communities.
Still ahead.
Veterinarians at the University of Pennsylvania are conducting a scent study to see if dogs can smell the coronavirus. Service dogs are already used to help people with diabetes and epilepsy, and now veterinarians are trying to figure out if dogs that are trained to detect scents can smell the difference between those who have tested positive for COVID-19 and those who have tested negative.
The dogs can do the in-person.
If the research pans out, the veterinarians say canine screenings could start as early as July.